Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 61 of the Geek Perspective. I'm your host, Roy, and along with my co hosts, Derek and Tom, today we're talking about the Flash possible recasting, a new Scream movie. Derek's got an unboxing. Yeah, we'll talk about some other stuff we want to discuss. So stay tuned. All right, guys, what's going on?
Enjoying this lovely heat we're finally getting.
Lovely. Tom had mentioned earlier, Tom's upstairs at my house, and we were talking earlier about how um, mid like low is mid high 60s to like late 70s, low 80s is the best temperature in the world. This a high 80s, 90s stuff, not very enjoyable, as far as I'm concerned.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
I made the mistake of unplugging my headphones for a second to see if and now I can't hear you. I plugged them back in.
You're probably
Hang
in
on.
the setting. So,
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear you.
Hey, that's why you just can't touch nothing when we start. Live recordings, people.
Yeah, well, honestly, your intro, I couldn't even make out one word during the intro. It was been so bad on my end. I wasn't sure if it was just my headphones, maybe a loose or something, but it seems to be better now.
Yeah, we're trying a different thing in case people are wondering. When Tom comes to my house, he usually brings all his gear. And he brought this gear today, trying something different. You know, things happen. What are you going to do? So, but anyways, get back to the show. I don't know if it's happening for you guys, but in my area, we have these late night fireworks. People just setting off fireworks at random. You
And
guys
it's
have
been
that in your
every
area?
night like 2 weeks, right?
Pretty much. And they're doing it like around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock a.m., 12 a.m. It's like, wow, what the hell is going on there? People are getting pissed. I guess there's a big article on Google about people in Brockton getting pissed about the fireworks. I guess it's scaring the people's dogs and freaking out their pets and waking people up in the middle of the night when they have to go to work in the morning. And these people are not happy
Well, I just don't understand why you got to shoot them off every single night.
because they're being little punks.
Yeah, and why so late? Honestly, I'd heard about it. I don't know. I'm always at work at that time. Still, I get out of work at 1 a.m. and stuff. But I have heard about the issues with these late night fireworks. Why are they doing them so late? I don't get it.
To be little punks. And Derek, you watched The Flash?
Yeah.
Now, remember how we discussed last week about the whole Ralph Dibney character and what they were going to do? Well,
Yeah.
apparently we're talking about just replacing Hartley Sawyer and just bringing a new actor to play him.
Is that what
And
their
I
final?
think,
Is that
was
their
that?
final? Is that their final decision? They're just not going to bring in a different hero.
Yeah, I guess they're talking about. I don't think anything's set in stone, but they're talking about bringing in a new actor to play him.
Because like I saw a thing saying like there was like a few superheroes like that they did in Smallville that haven't had like their like a small role in the Arrowverse yet. And I think Zatanna, the
Mm-hmm.
magician.
She'd be awesome.
That would be a good one. Blue Beetle was another one.
Blue Beetle, Jesus.
I
That's
feel
one
like that would be
character.
perfect for the Flash because like a comedy one.
That's true. Yeah, you can make if you get like a cool comedian or something like that to play that. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know much about the Blue Beetle, but hence I'm not a big DC guy, but I know it was a weird name.
I know his. I think his is like directly related to the suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That makes more sense than I comic shows that recast characters. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about recasting a character.
and I guess they said in Smallville they did Bart Allen instead of Barry Allen.
Oh, really? Maybe they didn't have the rights or something at the time.
It was on the CW,
Yeah. Hmm.
and
I
they
don't
still
know.
haven't done Aquaman for TV show yet or Cyborg.
There was talk about Aquaman for TV for next season. Possibly, I think we talked about it on one of the episodes about him getting mentioned at least as soon as next season. So
I think one of the shows did mention Atlantis.
I think you're right. As far as what show it is, I have no idea because I can't remember yesterday. Never mind. Hey, great. A live show just started 54 seconds ago. You know what- According to the timer here. But anyway, yeah, how the story got fired. If you don't know what happened, you can check out last week's episode and it'll explain all that to you. So check it out if you haven't seen it because it'll explain a lot of stuff to you. So today's show, Derek has an unboxing. You want to do your unboxing, Mr. Derek?
Sure, and we're gonna mix it up this time with a big box.
Oh man,
Sure, you can take a guess on what it is based on the packaging tape.
I can't tell. I'm guessing it's anime either way.
I can't tell from here. I'm used to my big computer screen, not an iPad. So,
Hey, Pokemon.
Pokemon Center, right? Pokemon Center.
Yep, Pokemon Center. So, the Pokemon Go game just sold their tickets for Go Fest last week.
Yeah, I bought 4 of them.
So you can only buy one.
Why are you laughing, Derek?
So what they did was because they're not doing it in Chicago, they're making it like a worldwide event. They put the shirt that they were going to do online. But I got some other stuff too. Oh, look, we got some tissue paper, so it's definitely well wrapped.
You can blow your nose now. Tom will be happy.
All right, let's see. We got a Pikachu hat.
Ooh, you're gonna wear it to work tomorrow?
I might.
Dude, wear that Monday.
On Monday. Let's see. We got.
Oh, man, is that a shirt? I like me some t-shirts.
Just in time for a summer theme.
Ooh.
What's that big thing supposed to be? The Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah, so that Pokemon's name is Lapras. You can see the Pikachu
Oh,
wearing
it's a-
sunglasses. You got a Horsey on the bottom.
Horsey?
Mario.
That's his name?
Yeah, a Slowpoke on the right next to the.
He's saying a Slowpoke?
Yep.
That's awesome. I want a Slowpoke.
The tree is an Executor. The bird is a Wingull. And
Do they have pops?
the jellyfish is a Tentacool.
Derek, do they have pops?
They got some pops.
Do they have a Slowpoke pop?
They got some pops, just not the ones on the shirt, except for the Pikachu.
Oh, man. If they had a Slowpoke pop or if they come out with one, Derek, let me know. I'll buy a Slowpoke. That's the best name ever, Slowpoke.
Oh, we got some Pokemon Go Fest stickers.
I like the emblems.
Yeah, those are the 3 teams. So the yellow one.
Very cool.
That was
I like
mine.
that.
Red is
That's pretty
Valor,
cool.
and blue is Mystic.
Very
I
cool.
like the blue one.
And we got
Another shirt. Oh, motherload.
So this one is the Go Fest 2020 T-shirt.
That means nothing to me.
It's just little items in the game. So
Oh, okay.
the
I was trying to figure if it was
Cool
like a
looking
word.
shirt.
Oh no, the R is for Team Rocket. There's a Pokemon egg. There's an incubator for the Pokemon eggs. Incense. It looks like a raid pass.
You never wear a shirt that looks like a bullseye. You don't want to give anybody a target. Come on, Derek. You should know that.
Well, I worked at Target, and that's all the shirts we were allowed to wear.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But
So when is the fest, Pokemon Fest, whatever it's called?
July 25th and 26th.
Okay.
So I won't be there for that.
That's the same. Isn't that the same weekend as San Diego?
Well,
I
San
think
Diego's
San
all week
Diego
though, right?
Comic-Con's right.
It might be.
It's usually 5 days normally San Diego, but
They're just
I
doing a
don't
weekend?
know this year with the virtual con.
But that was everything in the box.
Nice. That's a
Oh.
pretty cool
That's a
box.
cool-
2
That's
shirts.
a cool box.
I like shirts.
Yeah.
Shirts are nice.
What are you
So,
laughing?
guys, just real quick. I went onto YouTube while Derek was opening that to see how the audio issues are non-existent. It's all everything I'm seeing is must be me on the iPad here, like thing that I'm hearing from both of you. Yeah, because I just went and watched the first like 2 minutes of our thing, and it's perfect. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, it sounds fine now
we're
from
good.
our end.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still getting static and stuff from you guys. It must be the iPad. Like
I'm
I said,
getting
I've
it
never used the
too.
iPad. I always usually bring my desktop over.
I'm getting it too, but I mean,
What?
who knows? I mean, here's what it is. But what I want to ask you guys, you guys didn't go on the Facebook last night, did you, for the auction?
No, I didn't go.
No, I was at work.
Yeah. Well, I went on it, and I think I mentioned to you guys through our chatting last night. But I went on and figured, well, let me look around. I didn't know how they were going to do it. I know how auctions normally work. They put up one item at a time, blah blah blah. But I thought maybe they would have a bunch of pitches, and you'd pick something, you'd bet $5, $10, and
So
it
kind of
goes
like
up. And
catalog it.
what's that?
So like cataloging it pretty much.
Yeah. No, they did it one item at a time. The two people standing there shooting the shit, and then they would go, all right, I have a picture of Derek. And then people would be like, $200. And the next person would be like, $5. Next person would be like, $150. I'm like, this is all over the fucking place. It's like, this is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So the hostess that was texting would post on the chat, the highest bid right now is 200. And it's like, man, it did it for every single thing. There was a one for Jeff Goldblum. I'm like, ooh, dude, I'm gonna get that for Tom. And like the 175 was the first bid. I'm like, really?
You're out.
And then somebody gets on there. He's like, all right, just so you guys know, if you go to a convention, you can get these for a third of the price that you people are bidding for this stuff. He's like, you're not even making this any fun at all. And it really wasn't, because people like just throw money away like they were millionaires. I think one person one way bid like $250 on the first thing, like on the first bid. And someone posted, what the hell are you guys gonna bid for Princess Leia? Because they had to carry fish autograph.
I'm gonna pop out and pop back in. I lost volume.
Okay.
I'll be
All
back
right.
in a second, guys.
The Princess Leia, there was an autographed photo of her in the slave outfit, and he was like, "What's the opening bid gonna be for this? $3,000? Like, this is ridiculous." Derek, it was crazy. It was totally insane.
Well, like I could see like if it works its way up to that, but
Right.
you should start at like $10 or $20.
Right. People are like, $5 million is like, what? What are you
Hey, maybe
doing?
finally decide to use their $1,200 checks.
Maybe. I don't know. But then you had to DM them after the thing. I don't even know how to DM people on Facebook. Does Facebook even have a DM?
Yeah, it's called Facebook Messenger.
Oh, they're like, DM us on Facebook. I'm like, what the fuck is DM? I know it is on Twitter, It was like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm 50 and I'm just old, but it was just totally insane. It was, man, you should have seen it, Derek. There was some anime stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe bid on something for Derek. I don't know if you had this stuff. I figured it'd be a cool little surprise for you,
Yeah.
$100, $130, $150. It was like, what the fuck are you people do? I couldn't even get a bid in fast, and I was already at $200. I'm like,
And those should be cheaper than the actual. Those should be cheaper than the actual, like the real actors,
yeah.
because they usually
Yeah.
are.
Even
Like,
the anime stuff.
They autograph at a convention for $20.
Oh, really?
It depends on who the celebrity is.
I don't know who the people were, but the pictures were really cool, like pictures of anime characters.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And it was like $200 before you even blink an eye.
Well, so we'll use the Rhode Island Comic Con as an example. So, like the person that Tom was with the whole weekend, his autograph was only $20 or $25. It wasn't that expensive.
Oh, really? Wow.
And they sign anything you want.
That's crazy. If I'd known that, I would have gotten autographs from them because some of them are really nice people. And I'm one of those people. I'm a sucker. Like if somebody's really nice,
Yeah.
I'll get their autograph because they're really nice people. Because I find that I like to support people that are really nice. And if you're a nice actor, tell me sideways.
I know. Why is that?
Your screen didn't flip.
It's because I didn't even, but I haven't even touched my screen. Hang on.
There you go.
Jesus.
Now you can probably,
well, you live, you learn. You know, I guess I won't use my iPad again.
now you can flip it again, and it should work. It should flip back the other way now if you want to.
There we go. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, you live, you learn.
Uh-oh. Linda's saying something. She probably feels bad for her boyfriend, Tom. Thanks, Linda. Yeah, Derek was
Hi,
saying
Linda.
that. See, even Linda knows what it is. I had no clue. I'm like, you people are crazy.
Well, I missed the conversation. What are you talking about?
So, kind of what we discussed last night. There were a couple of things I wanted to I wanted to try to get the Fly, Jeff Goldblum for you, and I want to get they had some anime pictures that looked really cool. I was like, I'll try to get Jeff Goldblum for him because they showed the stuff beforehand, and I'm like, I'll try to get an anime for Derek. And every time something would come up, let's say a picture of Derek would show up, it would be like $200, $150.
Jeez.
85. And I'm like, it was going backwards. And then someone would bid $250. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then someone who was hosting the moderating the chat would be like, the highest bid is so and so. And then the next picture would come up 5 minutes later because they did it pretty quick. They were moving along.
Yeah.
It would be like picture of Tom. And it would be like $50, $275. I'm like, you people are drunk. And then somebody got on there was like, guys, do you realize if you go to a convention, you can get an autograph for a third of what you guys are bidding on? He goes, I understand this is for charity. It was for a children's charity. I can't remember what charity it was. But it's for a children's charity. Goes, I understand that. But you're overbidding like 3 times the price of what everything's worth. Yeah. And then somebody else posted, you people aren't making this even fun anymore. It's like, you want to have fun even when you're doing it. It's for charity, yes, but you still want to have fun. And he's like, you can still do it.
You can still do, you just do more at lower prices if you need that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I know I said it, but hi, Linda. Hi, Joe. How you guys doing?
Linda's on vacation.
Oh, really? Did they go away, or are they doing like a staycation?
I think they're doing a staycation, but she's off next week. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I won't see Linda for 2 weeks.
I wish I was. Well, I have vacation in August, tentatively.
I'm ready for another vacation.
If I can go anywhere. I'm just hoping I can go somewhere on it. Yeah.
I'm ready for another vacation. I think I need one.
Nah.
You're still technically on vacation.
No, it technically ended yesterday at 3:30. Hey, those are some nice pictures behind you, Tom. Nice mugs behind you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of, I have mine, my new one. I got got to get used to this camera now. Regan from The Exorcist. I picked this up and it was BOGO 50%. So I got that, and I got the ghost face because, like I said, I do not know what happened to my ghost face. I think my brother may have taken it. It was weird because it was like I had mine. That was one of the first ones I bought. Then I got you one for Christmas, and I think that was the last one at the FYE near me. And yeah, I happened to find one down in Warwick, a ghost face, so I grabbed another one, and it was the only one they had. So, because otherwise you go on Amazon, and they're like $35 on Amazon. It's crazy. So,
really?
Oh, so it is a staycation. That's awesome. I'm jealous, Linda.
All right. So, we got a cool unboxing. So let's get into some news. And man, a lot of stuff's been going on. I woke up yesterday morning to Twitter going absolutely crazy. And to tell you, give you a little heads up what's going on. Pro wrestling is exploding with accusations of sexual assault, abuse, physical, mental, sexual, by people in the pro wrestling industry. And it started out in the UK, where mostly women and some men started posting with the hashtag speaking out about the abuse that's been happening or that has happened in the pro wrestling industry. And it was totally insane. And it exploded so much that it actually came over to the US. And there were like names, like real names being accused. And while I think it's safe to say, we don't want to just say someone's guilty of assault. We all know this stuff happens in the pro wrestling industry, in the little seedy gyms, and it's just, man. If you go to Twitter and look at some of the stories, it's like it's horrible what these women and some of the men have gone through in the years of professional wrestling, and just to survive in the industry, what they've had to do. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, and like I say, like you said, you know shadiness happens, but you don't know to what extent. And if you're like me, you kind of hope it's just a few bad apples. And what we're seeing is it's just widespread, rampant people that you would never expect it, because of the public persona that they put out there. That they would do these horrific, and I mean horrific things. I mean, some of these things, and I'm not gonna, I don't want to say anybody's guilty before they are, but I'm sure as fuck not gonna victim blame or discount anybody until all the evidence is out there either, because I feel that happens one way or the other. It's either people, they just very quickly take the stance, oh, that person's, just trying to cause trouble, or that person did it. We really need more info, like Wrestling Inc. I know one of the podcasts I listen to, I know on their most of their shows, they're just saying, if you want the latest news, go to the website. We're not going to talk about it live because so much is changing so quick, and they just don't want to put their foot in their mouth one way or the other. Because it's just like Roy said, it
exploded.
It's exploding, in 20 these things are happening. They should be exposed.
Well, here's one of the stories that has come out, and I'm not going to give the people's names because it's not my story to tell personally, but I will tell the story, just not give the names. If that makes any sense. This female professional wrestler was traveling with 5 other guys to a venue, and one of the guys she claims to have had a relationship in the past, which texts that were shown kind of lead you to believe that they did have a relationship. First, he wanted her to sit on his, we'll say, private area during the ride where the other wrestlers were sleeping. She said no, and he basically forced her to give him oral while the other guys were sleeping. And if that story is true, that's pretty horrible.
So allegedly he grabbed her by the throat and says, "What if I just force you?"
Right.
And she threatened, scared her, and she performed oral, allegedly, just so that she wouldn't have to actually have full-on intercourse with them, which is still horror. It's horrific. It's horrible. It's bad, and it's from. I don't want to say one way or the other, but it's one of those personalities that you would have been like, you would never thought in a million years. Because there's some guys you look at or you hear stories about and you're like, oh yeah, I could see that. This guy, I would have never guessed that. And very bad. Very bad.
Yes, it is. Any comment, Derek, before we move on? Are you awake back there?
I'm awake. Me and my friend were actually discussing it yesterday. like some of the stories that were going around.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying one of the wrestlers, he's like high profile, and what he would do to the new people is before, he would introduce them before he would shake their hand. He would put his hand in his pants and like scratch his balls, and then go to
Oh,
but
that's been going. That was actually previous to this
Right.
that first came out,
yeah,
and in that one it was fun. Like with that one, you had people on both sides. Oh, well, that's just him breaking guys in, welcome them to the big leagues or welcome them to the, that actually came out about a year ago that he had done that, but it was pretty much known that he had done stuff like that and worse stuff like that. And, yeah, it was funny. They kind of played that off, but now you're seeing everything coming out now that kind of takes a whole different tone what he was doing.
They kind of put that in the hazing category. And if you've ever played any kind of sports or whatever, there's always hazing going on. And I'm not condoning it, by the way, but
yeah, I know what you're saying. You're just saying how they see it.
They don't condone it.
Yeah, we don't condone any of this. It's just
we actually hazed the hazer when I was in school. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, I mean, I got a little bit of hazing in sports, not too much. I mean, luckily, when I got into, I came into high school and I was a runner and a wrestler, and I was sort of, I don't want to say elite, but better than average. So some of the guys got hazed really bad, but I was varsity and stuff, even as a freshman on all these things. So I didn't really get it as bad. Doesn't make it right. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's my experience. But I got a little, I had my head shaved and stuff like that. But I knew of much worse. Actually, a couple of guys on our hockey team, when I was a senior, a couple of kids, they went way too far. They got arrested. They did some, essentially sexual assault on some of their rookies or freshmen.
That's crazy.
It was. Yeah, it's not your typical sexual assault either. It was very graphic. So it's I don't condone hazing in any form, but it's, I mean, I'm sorry, sexual harassment, stuff like that, that's not hazing. That you're just trying to make whatever you did or whatever somebody's doing okay by putting into a hazing category when it's clearly sexual harassment, rape, something like that, Gross.
It's insane.
Yeah, dude, it's too bad. I'm glad it's coming to light, because
coming to light with an explosion.
Yeah. Well, these women and men should not have to live with that sort of trauma. You know what I mean? It should not have to stay quiet over trauma just because they want to make it in this industry, because that's just bullshit. That's bullshit, man.
I wonder what the fallout's going to be. WWE.
A lot of people are going to be fired.
Well, WWE are getting rid of one person.
Was it the one that got fired last night?
Yeah. They went today. The websites are saying that they wiped him off the face of the earth, pretty much. You wouldn't know he even existed on the web on their webpage.
Yeah. See, with that one, I don't even mind really saying his name because they took it off. You know what I mean? So there must be a lot of evidence if they fired him right off.
You can say anybody's name you want.
That's
name them all if you want.
It's that was Jack Gallagher. I think they said his name is Jack Claffey in real life, or Clappy or something like that. And
here's a reminder from Song Quiz. Challenge time.
Alexa, stop. Your Alexa, I don't know, it just started doing a quiz to me.
Yeah, I set up to do this automatic song quiz for some stupid reason. I gotta figure out how to shut it off. It was cool at first, but after a while, I just be like, all right, this is stupid. I don't want to do this no more. Stop harassing me. Stop forcing this on me.
But yeah, that one was Jack Gallagher. He goes by the wrestling name Jack Gallagher. He's I like I said, I won't mention some of the other names because it's still alleged and stuff like that.
Well,
Like,
well, now that you mentioned him, I'm going to mention somebody. I
yeah,
wonder
go
what's
for
going to happen to Matt Riddle. Now, I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent, but if it comes out that he did do it, does WWE actually get rid of him? Where he's a higher profile player,
I think they have to.
not a superstar, but he's a higher profile. Well, I think it
I
depends
still
how this
think they
comes
have
out.
to get rid of him.
Because
Yes.
from what I've read, he
It
sounds
shouldn't matter
guilty.
if they're high profile or not. You got to give everybody the same punishment because that's the only way it's going to stop.
Yes.
But WWE has never done that, though. WWE has never done that.
They do treat people differently depending on where they are on the card.
Unfortunately.
But
This would be a big test, I think.
But I think in this instance, they'll have to. Now, does he come back to WWE at some point? Probably. You know how
Well,
they are.
Hulk Hogan
They give
made
everybody
racist
1,000
comments.
chances.
Hulk Hogan made racist comments. The wrestlers said they didn't want him back, and they still brought him back. And he never really apologized. He did a fake apology.
Yeah, and they still continue to bring them back and talk about bringing them back. And
So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they fire him because they did with Hogan, and you know what I mean. But I think if it comes out, with any higher profile, this is how I would envision WWE handling it. Is they'll fire him publicly like that, and make an about face, and make this public declaration. And then Matt Riddle goes to some sort of, or any of these guys goes to some sort of rehab, starts going to therapy, stuff like this. Then he starts eventually getting some, maybe in a year, gets a couple of independent dates, and then they sign him back up. That's what I can picture WWE
WWE is known for keeping guys who molest people. They've had a guy on their management team for 50 years who's been known to sexually assault wrestlers, and he had one of the most high profile. Yeah, he had one of the most high profile jobs. And to this day, wrestlers are still telling stories that he's tried to do to them.
One of my favorite stories is. Oh, go ahead, Derek.
I would say WWE is just crazy with what they do to people, because this isn't related to this topic, but when they fired Zack Ryder, I guess the week after that they called his girlfriend.
Yes.
To use his pool for a shoot.
That's balls. That is ballsy.
That is balls.
Ballsy.
That is balls.
Holy fuck.
Because they treated that guy like shit. That guy
Tom,
could have been a
you're
superstar.
Fired. Can I use your house for a photo shoot, Tom? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. He goes, I was pissed.
They called his girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's even more
they called Chelsea Green.
And
and that's great.
She was all like, they want to know. She didn't even know how to even approach it. She's like, I can ask. It was like, what the fuck?
No,
what is wrong with your
insane.
company?
Is this really happening right now?
Yeah. What is wrong with your company?
Well, it's yes. Yeah, that's insane.
Well, look at their product. It's
one of my favorite stories. Yes, it is. One of my favorite stories about Pat Patterson is CM Punk. When he saw him, they were backstage one time, and Pat Patterson went over to give him shit because I guess they were doing something he didn't like, and he just he turns to him in front of everybody and goes, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking molester," to Pat Patterson in front of all the other management and shit. And yeah, I love that. But
Linda had a good point.
And Vince is a sketchy dude too. He's done some sketch. You've heard all the stories about him in the years. So sounds like yes, I agree, Linda. It is just like Holly. They're unfortunately the wrestling business is behind. A little further behind than Hollywood in the music industry. It's as becoming into the mainstream. So I think that's why it's taken a little bit long. But I guess only Hollywood. It was when did Me Too start? 2017. So
yeah.
It took all that time for so.
Yeah, crazy.
You
Every day
hate
it's
hearing
something
about
new.
it, but it needs to be said.
You know, you look at our world today. You know, you have all these young black men getting killed or black men getting killed, and then something else happens, and now we have all these sexual predators being outed potentially, and it's like, like, is like the Grim Reaper coming? Like, is the world coming to an end? Something crazy is going on. This is
Do you hear?
totally
Yeah,
insane.
You want to know my favorite theory?
2020's been some shit.
Yep.
What's that?
So my favorite theory is well, everyone knows like the Mayan calendar, right? And how they
Yep.
Yeah.
got that wrong with 2012.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw something that said, well, if because now we're on the Gregorian time, if you go by the Mayan time, this is 2012.
Really?
We were like so far ahead that like 8 years worth of days ahead of the Mayan calendar
Oh.
since switching to Gregorian time.
Hmm.
Oh, the shit's hitting
So
the
maybe it's
fan.
2012 that we didn't get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, me and Roy were talking about outside. You want see some shit? Go on the internet and just start looking up like newspapers from New Zealand and Australia, Norway, even Korea, to just see how the other world is reporting on us right now, dude. Holy shit, dude. We have a lot citizens, not our government. Citizens are getting a lot of sympathy in the world, right? Like, seeing we were always taught that you are the superpower and you know the American way, and that's what we should all strive to be. And you guys don't have health care. You have to be rich and elite to have good health care. Otherwise, you just die. And COVID and that guy that 81-year-old or 88-year-old guy that was in the hospital for 2 months and got $100,000 bill or something like that. And no, $1.1 million. It was 2 months in the hospital in the ICU. 1.1. Now, luckily, Medicare is going to cover 90 to 100% of it, but part of that is because it became public that he just said, he goes, I feel guilty about surviving because he owed that much money. He just put his family in $1.1 million of debt. That's insane. We talk about how we are we don't really say third world anymore. It's developed and pre-developed and developing countries. Third world, that's kind of an arcane term. But we're supposed to be the most developed world in the country, and our healthcare is a mess. How they report, they're just like,
Tom,
they're like,
Tom, don't
what?
worry. Don't worry. When Trump wins the election, he's going to fix all this. He's going to make life better for all white people. All white people will be fine, Tom. Don't worry. You'll be okay.
The only good thing is that I finally feel like his presidency is crumbling at this point. I mean, there's still, trust me, I work with guys, they're still supporters, but they are just not as loud anymore just because of his ineptitude has just come to light.
People at my job
COVID.
were still loud and obnoxious. Ask Linda, she'll tell you. Jesus Christ, bastards. Sorry. I won't back to work on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
Inept, and it's just, yeah. So yeah, if you want to kick her, go just look at some newspapers from other countries and see how they're doing it. Oh yeah, their president is sick in the military on it. They think that like they're like, this is crazy. This is they're sending tanks into towns and cities because of protests and stuff. It's
my biggest thing about him, he never sticks by his guns. He does something or says something, and the next day, oh, I didn't do that. It wasn't my idea. I didn't say that. It's like, dude, I'd have more respect for you if you at least stood by your guns.
Yeah,
there's
you
video
owned it.
of you
Own what you
saying
said.
it.
Yeah,
there's evidence. Like, we know you said it. I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Just own it. I mean, but somebody actually, it was, I don't know if it was CNN or MSNBC. They had a doctor on, a speech pathologist, like an expert on speech. They actually worked with the CIA on some cases and blah blah blah, whatever, I guess. And they were saying the way he talks, he has the speech of a person from a small poor country. Like he's like at the beginning of time. Like basically the way he talks is how people would have talked when we started learning speech or when they start learning speech. Like he doesn't have an intelligent speech when he speaks. And it's like you listen to him.
Well, yeah, because he's
Good. Good, Tom.
God. Oh,
No,
I was just saying he speaks in sound bites.
yeah.
He speaks in sound bites. That's it. You know, the sentences. I mean, more than half the time are barely coherent. You know, and no, that makes sense.
During
what was that
Bleach,
on, Roy?
Bleach will kill you. It was either CNN or MSNBC. One of those two. I think it's one of those two. It was the funniest thing. It was like, Jesus.
So 2016, when during the election, leading up to the election, we want Trump because he says it like it is. He says what he means and he means what he says. He tells you he's not the politician. And then 2017 comes around. Oh, he didn't mean that. Oh,
Yeah.
no, you're misunderstanding his words. So he just went on. Just for 2 years, you talked about how he's going to be the best president because he just says it like it is.
Yep.
And now the last 4 years, you've been making excuses. Oh, you guys, oh, no, you didn't understand, or he didn't mean that. Well, which is it? Does he say it like it is, or is he speaking in riddles like what you're saying? You know what I mean?
How the fuck do you know he didn't mean that? You don't know him.
Yeah.
I love that one. He didn't mean it. How the fuck do you know? You don't even know him.
He's just an apologist, and like his party is starting to distance themselves. Not all, but his party is starting to. So now but a lot of his base is, and I'm coming to find out because I work with some of them, and so a lot of his base is this white dude. Like I think I've said it before, semi-educated, you know, got a high school diploma, maybe 2 years of college, white guy that just these white guys that are smart, but never really lived a tough life, and they see them like any sort of hurdle that they've had to overcome, which are, you know, everybody has to overcome, is just they amplify and they try to compare it to the blacks and the whites, and it's just like, you know, I think he knows his demographic. It's that, and then it's some
white
older
privilege
people at this point. Yes, it is. It is. It's a bunch of these guys that, you know, these younger guys that, like I said, they're educated, but not super educated.
Which I want to go on record as saying I don't mind white people using white privilege because it's not like we discussed outside. People take offense to it. White people take offense to it. It's not a bad thing. You know, it's not a bad thing. I mean,
no.
if I had black privilege, I'd be like, hell yeah, you know. It just means that you get some stuff. I mean, that's the way life is.
I said it outside. It's not. You don't need to be ashamed of it.
No,
I acknowledge it and I try to learn from it. That's all I can do. You know what I mean? I try to be better. That's all you can do.
Well, people as a black person, most black people that I know, and at my age, as kids, have been told this from when we're little, that when you go up for a job against a white person, you better have a better degree, work harder, and just be twice as better as that person because you're not going to get the job otherwise. Like we're taught that as little kids. Yeah. Every day we're told that.
Just like women work too.
Right.
Just like women. Yeah. Same thing. You're going to have to work twice as hard for 2/3
if not 3 times as hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like that. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, for less pay and stuff. And it's not fair. And it's like I said, I have guys in my work that like they get so offended by white privilege, but have no problem admitting that they are less likely to get pulled over by a cop than a black guy. But they don't see that as any sort of privilege.
I've been pulled over several times for no reason. No reason whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like I said. Like I know when I hang out with Roy, I am 35% more likely to get pulled over when Roy's in my car.
It's your fault, Derek.
That's not right. You know, it's not right. In fact, I told Roy, it makes me want to drive around more. It makes me want to like just drive back and forth in front of the fucking police station. See if they'll come pull us over. Yeah, you know. Oh, look, I got a black guy in my car. You know.
And God forbid if Dirk was in the car, an anime fan, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck anime.
Well, if Derek was in the car with us, they would think you were kidnapping him.
Probably, yeah. He's kidnapping those two white boys. Better go save them. They're smiling and happy. That could be right.
I'd be eating a box of candy or something.
He's even feeding them before them to eat. He's making them eat like that bad stuff. All right, let's get some other news, and we can get back to this topic. Some lighthearted news. Scream 5. They're making a Scream 5 movie. Have you guys heard about this?
They haven't done 5 Scream movies yet.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I'm like, didn't they do like 10? I guess David Arquette is supposed to be involved. He's the first actor to come back for the Scream. Scream 4 was 10 years ago. Can you imagine that?
I wonder how they're going to bring him back in, because didn't he die?
I was going to ask you. I thought he died, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure he did die.
Okay.
So I wonder if they're going to either explain it or they're going to do like a retcon and sort of ignore it.
Tom, Linda, thanks you for saying something.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being you, Tom. Tom's little girlfriend. Joe, you better watch your wife around Tom. So yeah, yeah, doing a new Scream movie. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, man, there's been 10,000 Friday the 13th movies, and I don't mind, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. You know, it could be good. It's been a long time since they've had a movie.
Yeah, you never know. I'm always I'll watch it. It's horror, you know. Like I'll watch pretty much anything horror, and I'm sure I'll find stuff I like about it because I always do. Even in the worst horror movies, I find whether it's the effects or just even the campiness to it or something. I can always find something I like. So yeah, you never know. It may be good. Maybe it brings it back into prominence again. You know, maybe they got a really good story behind it, and
Ghostface is a good character.
It is a good character. He's very iconic.
Yes,
very iconic.
They have that going for
it. Which is pretty crazy when I think about it. That's like when you think about like the sort of horror icons. Most of them came around when I was a child in the 80s, but then Scream was the late 90s, right?
That was the next big boom. Yeah, it died.
Yeah, that was like,
yeah,
horror was not cool for a long time.
Nope.
Come by the end of the 80s, it had fallen out of favor because of just either the campiness or just a million sequels to movie, you know, and then the sequels were, you know, going straight to VHS and
Sleepaway Camp. Come on, that was good. I like that.
I mean, hey, I still watched it. I'm just saying it fell out of favor, and then all the way up until it was Scream, right?
Scream was we started it all.
Restarted it, and then we got the Paranormal Activities and the Scary Movie, or the you know, all those
spoofs,
Paranormal Activity. Yeah, the spoofs. But
you got the Conjuring series.
Yeah, Conjuring. Exactly. And there's been a resurgence since then. Since
what
the late 90s.
Part 3 is supposed to come out. That never came out this spring.
What, Conjuring?
Conjuring 3.
It's probably because of COVID. They probably just pushed stuff back.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't really read too much about it recently, but that would be my guess.
All right, another news. Was that?
I'm not really seeing any movie previews on TV.
No. Oh, the Kevin Bacon movie's out.
I want to see that.
That looks really good.
And both of you watch The Hunt. Watch The Hunt because I want to talk about that.
Definitely, I want to see that.
Yeah, it was definitely. It's not a spectacular movie, but it is wild. It is definitely worth a watch.
Is it on
Well, this is the movie that they pulled because of all the shootings happening. Remember?
Yeah, and stuff,
They
and
pulled it.
they reshot it all and everything, and
Oh, they reshot it?
you know, yeah, they reshot a lot of it,
Oh, I
and
didn't know that.
yeah, it's essentially just it's a spoof-ish, a take on the super conservative and the super liberal, and I'm not going to tell you too much more beyond that because I had known a little bit about it, but like right away, like a minute, 2 minutes into the movie, it just kind of goes in a way different direction that is I found very enjoyable. So check it out. The Hunt. It's at Redbox right now, which means it'll probably be on some streaming service in a couple weeks or a couple
It already
months.
is.
But
I think you already rented
you
it. I
can
think you
definitely
rent
yeah
it.
you can rent it on you can
Yep,
rent it
Tom
on
Ford.
Prime $5.99. But if you wanted to save a couple dollars, it's bucks.
I'll
What's
probably just
that?
rent it on Prime. I'll probably
Yeah.
just rent it on Prime myself.
Anakin, move.
Hey, Anakin.
He had been
So
asleep the whole time.
really, so there's
And
a
then,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson biopic coming out.
Nice.
Yeah, guess who's playing Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
Ooh,
Any guesses? You'll never guess. You'll never guess. It's like what? When I heard
Jaleel White.
that would have been a good person to play him actually, but no. Nope. I would have liked to go. That dude's buff.
Yeah, he is. Michael
And it's
B.
not
Jordan.
Derek either.
Damn it.
Not
Nope.
Derek.
Nope.
Not Michael B. Jordan.
Nope. Not Derek either. No white guys were involved.
I have no idea.
Jamie Foxx.
Really?
That's what I said. I was on Twitter and he posted photos of him working out and dude's looking jacked. He goes, getting ready for the Tyson. It's finally coming out. I'm like, oh shit, look at this. I'm like, oh,
No.
he's a good actor. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, I mean, look at what was it? The biopic that he did about Ray Charles there.
Yes.
You know, that was, I mean, he was fantastic in that. Oh God, he was so good. Yeah, that I look forward to it. I hope they stay true to the story. Yeah, I hope they talk about the highs and lows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I don't like in biopics is when they just focus on all this rosy and sunny and great times. Like that's my one Bohemian Rhapsody, great movie about Freddie Mercury and Queen, but it was very sanitized, very as far as it didn't delve too much into the infighting, the dirt, the drug addiction, all that stuff. It's like it kind of glossed over it and was more just about how great Queen was. Still a great movie. I wish it would have got a little more gritty, personally. And I hope they stay true to it with Tyson, because he's not everything's great about Tyson.
Right. Yes, no, it isn't. And I just wanted to make a quick mention. With all the news about the professional wrestlers coming out about the sexual misconduct, 2 celebrities in the industry have been accused recently. Comedian Chris D'Elia. He's been accused. Thank you. I always say his name wrong. He's a funny comedian.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Actually. And he's accused of sexual harassment and soliciting nude photos from underage girls. And Danny Masterson of that 70s show, yes, that 70s show, Danny Masterson, has been charged with 3 counts of rape after a long investigation. It's been going on for a couple years.
Yeah, because he got dropped from that Netflix show, The Ranch, I think it was called, that he was on with the other kid from that 70s show.
I can't think of his name.
Kutcher. And I know at first Kutcher was, went to his defense and stuff, because, they're friends and he didn't want to think that about his friends. So that's kind of understandable. But I know he's stepped back from defending him now as more and more stuff was coming out. So I knew that. Chris D'Elia, another name that sort of, I guess nothing should shock us anymore, but it kind of did, because he just seems like a down to earth, legit sort of progressive dude. If you ever watch his stand up, I mean, he's pretty progressive. So shocked me, but I guess nothing in this world should shock us anymore.
Goes to show you, you know, sometimes it's the person you least expect. That's the person you should suspect.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how prevalent this is.
Yep. All right. Well, my last bit of news, and we can discuss anything you guys want after that, is Shark Week is coming back. Well, it's not really Shark Week. It's called Shark Fest on National Geographic and Nat Geo Wild. It starts Sunday, July 12th. Check it out. If you love sharks like I do, I'll be tuning in. You guys should too, because it's freaking amazing. Everybody should watch it.
See, I work,
so
so it'll be on in our break room, but you know what I mean? Because of my hours and stuff, I don't really watch it, but we'll watch it on breaks and stuff. So
you can record it.
Yeah, well, I don't really have cable, so I don't have a DVR. You know what I mean? Like I cut the cord, so I don't have a DVR.
Yeah. All right. So Derek, what are you thinking?
All right. Well, I know I told you at work like I had more Pokemon news because they made like a huge announcement the other day,
Yes, they did.
and I shared it on our Facebook page a little while ago. They are doing several new things.
What? Several?
Several.
Holy
So-
Jesus.
All right. How much do you guys like brushing your teeth?
Love it. It should be an Olympic sport.
They've somehow,
Yeah, I enjoy brushing my teeth.
They somehow made an app called Pokemon Smile that
I've heard of this.
when the kids are brushing their teeth, I guess on the phone, like they brush into some kind of rhythm or something, like they're fighting Pokemon or trying to heal their Pokemon or something, and then you can catch the Pokemon when you're done.
And do what with them?
Honestly, that part I have no idea because they didn't show that much of it. They just showed like
Come
the kids
on,
brushing,
Derek.
They just showed the kids brushing their teeth all happy, and then they had like the cute little Pokemon like kid.
You're not a very good reporter.
I'm not gonna play it.
Yes, you are.
I think this one you just catch them kind of like Pokemon Go, and then you don't do any of the other stuff because it's for kids, so they're not gonna fight them. And then
No race wars then?
no.
No Pokemon race wars.
So you guys remember the GameCube or the N64?
Oh yeah.
I do.
All right.
That N64 is one of the best systems of all time.
I think it was N64. I don't think it was GameCube. You remember Pokemon Snap?
Nope.
Well, for the Switch, they're coming out with Pokemon Snap 2, so you could take more pictures of Pokemon.
Oh, then I'm gonna have to go out and not get a thing then, whatever that thing's called.
So Pokemon Snap, you
Switch.
You just travel
Switch. I'll get a Switch, all right, and beat you with it.
Do you have a Switch, Derek?
I do have the Switch.
I hear it's a great system. My buddy just bought it for his wife, and I hear Zelda. Zelda's my favorite franchise of all time, video game franchise. And is that now you have the whole system or just the Switch Lite?
I got the whole system. The rest of it's somewhere else, but
Yeah,
just the portable.
It's like I always want it, but then it's like I don't play enough video games, honestly, to really justify buying a Nintendo Switch. So but I hear it's great.
So Pokemon Snap, you travel around the Pokemon world, taking pictures of Pokemon, and after you complete certain missions with taking specific pictures of specific Pokemon, you get to unlock more levels.
And what do you do with those levels?
Well, the last level in the original one was like you got to take a picture of Mew, which is the last Pokemon in the original Pokédex. So I don't know what they're gonna do for the end of the game for this one. They didn't give a release date. They just said it's in the works. But since they've released an entire trailer on it, I wouldn't be surprised if it's out around Thanksgiving or Black Friday.
Why is it gonna be called Black Friday,
they
Derek?
They like to do that. You know what Nintendo and all video games do now, but I know Nintendo's famous for it is, drop right around Black Friday, Christmas, just a limited number, so it sells out, and then they create this overhyped demand, and you can't get it for another 8 months and stuff, and people are buying it on the secondary market for thousands of dollars, and then all of a sudden there's more than you could ever imagine on the shelves and stuff. Although I know when COVID hit, I know that Switches are impossible to find right now. It was like my buddy lucked out. What's that?
I said they're gone again. It's just like when it first came out. You can't find them.
The Switch
Yeah.
is stupid.
Nintendo, they all do it though. They love that. They love to
Nintendo is
release
dead.
it right before the holiday and then limit the number.
It's all about the PS5, kids. Nintendo is dead.
I don't know. The Nintendo's cool.
PS5 is
Yeah,
if you're 10,
like we were talking about, the Xbox specs kicked the shit out of the new PS5. The Xbox X. I don't even know what the new Xbox is being called.
Yeah,
I think it's an X.
They said the specs are better, but they're also saying that Xbox got to do a lot of stuff to be as good as the PS5.
I heard too, like
No,
stuff to make it more like a.
Who's they and what is this lot of stuff?
I don't know. It was on some article.
They say
I didn't read the article. I could get two shits.
It's like I said, it's not enough to make me but go out and buy it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and Roy were talking about specs are spec. That might mean something to younger people, but to me and Roy, we're talking about it means nothing. Some of these numbers that they're throwing out, it's just like I understood the difference between PlayStation and N64 and that because it was graphic differences.
Right.
Tangible, understandable. Okay. Dreamcast has 128 bits versus Nintendo 64 that has 64 bits. Okay. I can see that. I can understand that. But when you're talking about processing speeds and, dropping a lag or a delay from, a quarter of a second to 0.2 of a second, that means nothing to me. You know what I mean? That's so. No, I'm sure I'll get one eventually. But
Xbox has to improve their games if they want to stay with the PlayStation. That's where PlayStation kills the Xbox is the games.
Well, yeah, because PlayStation they get all the contracts, and they PlayStation. I mean, they just produce thousands and thousands of games, which for me, like I said, I can understand if you're a big gamer. For me, I only play a handful of titles anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, and like I said, my favorite title of all time is on neither of them. It's on Nintendo. So,
well, Xbox did shoot themselves in the foot when they declined paying any money for good quality games. Not good quality games, but like a lot of first, what are they called? Only games for the system there.
Exclusive.
They don't do many of those at all. Which is why the PlayStation is. I think.
If you want them to
make it some money,
make some exclusive games.
I mean, like Tom said, depends what you're looking for. They both serve a purpose. Just depends what you're into. Like if I play sports games, both systems have all the sports games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of
and it comes down to, and it really comes down to what you're comfortable with. You guys you've owned PlayStation pretty much. You know what I mean? Going back for a while. I never, I had a Dreamcast, but I was always a Nintendo guy before that. Then I had the Dreamcast, but that didn't last long and everything. And then the only reason I went,
it was a dream.
the only reason I went to Xbox was a kid was just like, yo, he's like, I wanted to get you something for your birthday. He's like, I got an Xbox, 2 controllers, 5 games, blah, 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 everything like that. Like 5 games, 2 controllers. He goes, give me $50. I cover the rest for your birthday. I said, sold. You know what I mean? $50 for an Xbox 5 games. It was still fairly new. I was, so that's how I became, had he come and said, hey, I got a PlayStation 5 games, 2 controls, I'd probably be a PlayStation guy right about now. It's just,
Well, you're both going to
That's how
buy a
it rolls.
PS5. That's what's going to happen. Oh, you will.
Well, I already got the PlayStation.
I don't.
I will buy the PlayStation 5.
I know he's going to play a game on our channel sometime.
Yes, that would be fun.
Right. Then they did 2 more pieces of news. They said one was for the Nintendo Switch, the Pokemon Sword and Shield games. The first DLC content dropped the other day.
Cool.
So in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can go to the Isle of Armor. They give you a new Pokemon. You can evolve it. They incorporated I think 150 old Pokemon they put into the game, and they put it on that specific island. You can go around and catch them. It's not a very good island, but there's a little bit more gameplay in there. And then the other thing was to go alongside that, they released the Galarian Farfetch'd in Pokemon Go, and they made that available for 24 hours, but I think it wound up being available for like 30. So this is something temporary to go inside.
Nice, man.
Very cool.
That's all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
But they did quite a bit.
Very
How long
cool.
has Pokemon been around now?
Game Freak 98.
That long? Holy fuck. I was going to say like 10 years.
98 or 97.
Really? Holy crap.
Yeah, that's a long time. I didn't think it was that old. Wow.
Pokemon came out in the U.S. when I was in 4th grade.
Wow.
It's insane.
Yes.
So, did you guys hear about all the pro athletes now that are testing positive for the COVID?
The cowgirl.
Yeah. Well, I got your text too.
It's running rampant.
Yeah.
19
I had
players.
heard about Zeke, and Zeke was mad because he said somebody must have violated HIPAA. How did everybody find out about it?
Right.
So, but who else? I know the Clemson. You told me about 21 Clemson football players.
Clemson players. There was some hockey players. I can't remember what team it was. I want to say one of the players. I see the jersey, blue and white. I'm drawing a total blank. Who's blue and white, Derek?
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. Thank you.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
One of their players got it, and he was practicing with a bunch of players from around the league. So several of them have now contracted it. So they're all in self-imposed isolation now. I mean, it was going to happen once you start bringing people together. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. But now, being rich and pro athletes, they'll get tested constantly, and they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
yeah.
it's
But
crazy.
I mean, you still might get some bad. It's like that guy Nick Cordero. He's the Broadway actor. He lost a leg because of it, and he was in critical condition and almost lost his life. I mean, he's doing better, but I mean, he still lost a leg, and it's still I think he had a little bit of brain damage. So even though I mean, I don't think he's super rich. I hadn't really heard of him before this, but he's pretty big as far as on Broadway and stuff, and. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was bound to happen. I'm amazed we haven't heard of more outbreaks just from, and I know people are being careful. When you watch the protests, a lot of them have masks on and stuff. I was just surprised you didn't hear more about coming out of some of the protests.
Well, give it another week. We'll see. It's spiking up in some of the hot spots like crazy. So we'll see what happens in about a week. We'll know soon.
Yeah.
It's like the Northeast. We're going down really well. Now, if we spike up the next week again, you can probably say from the protests. Which I mean, again, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely get some cases.
As you start getting people out in the public. They're starting to go to restaurants now. You know, you're bound to have some increase. It's just part of the deal. You just don't want to be like Florida or California and have it. They have record numbers because people think that they can't get it because they're idiots.
Yeah, Arizona spiking. I used to live there. Now it's funny in the last either in the last 24 or 48 hours, they finally have mandated masks after all this time. They have finally, and now you got all the, because, you know, you better believe there's a lot, you know, it's kind of a red state down there. McCain's from Arizona, you know what I mean? Arizona is like the Wild West. So you got all these dummies talking about their rights being infringed upon because
Look at Florida.
they have to wear a mask, but you still have to wear shirts and the shoes, guys. Same concept. Or again, I keep going back to the active shooter drills. My child's gonna do an active shooter drill so you can have so you can have your gun. I make that concession so you can have that gun because we can't even have sensical gun laws. You know, we can't have just background checks without you protesting. So instead, my autistic child's going to do active shooter drills in school.
Look at Florida. The governor there, which is the red state, has said, and they're one of the worst states right now for the COVID virus. And he just said, Friday, he's not going to enforce people wearing masks. He said it's up to them if they want to wear a mask or not. He's a fucking moron.
Yeah. Well, he's a little he's a butt boy at Trump. Yeah. You know,
you can't allow the people to do whatever they want because they will. That's one thing about Americans.
Yeah.
Americans, most of you out there are stupid. You're going to do whatever you want and be a moron, and you won't listen to anybody. I have no problem saying it.
Oh, it's my God-given right, right?
I hope you get the COVID virus. I hope you get deathly ill. That's what I say to that person.
I just love that. I love the whole God-given right thing, but they've been talking about stuff that's just like or technologies or things that have just come up in modern society, but it's somehow their God, like guns, for example, their God-given right. I'm pretty sure back in, even the 1800s, guns were pretty new, you know, and I'm pretty sure your God or whatever was around. Wasn't he supposed to be around thousands of years before that? So
you should just say this one. When they say it's a God-given right to have a gun, just be like, well, Jesus was his son, and guess what? He didn't have a gun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's these people that still think that Jesus was a white guy. You know, no,
right.
he was a black guy that got killed by the police. Just like now, you know, it was the Romans, you know, and the Jew, but he was the same concept. He wasn't white. He's, you know what I mean? He's not from, we know what part of the world he's from, and he was put up on a stake. You know, that time frame's lynching was putting people on stakes. You know, so, but whatever. People are gonna believe whatever they want to believe. Yeah, you can't talk sense. I remember when somebody was like to a guy I know, you know, Jesus wasn't white, and he just got his face just turned, and he goes, "Shut the fuck up." Yes, he was, and it's like, no, he wasn't. What part of the world is he from, dude? You know.
Very true. People are crazy. Bottom line.
Yes, they are.
You can't fix crazy.
No, or stupid.
Definitely not stupid.
Put them
Hey,
together.
make sure if you're watching this video, like, subscribe, click that little bell, stay informed of new content, and comment on the video. Anyway, go ahead. Just want to get that out there. What were you saying, Derek?
I say, if you put the stupid and the crazy together, just run away.
Oh, Jesus. Whole world will come to an end. All right, you guys got anything else for the peeps today?
No, I think that's it.
Do a little
I'm
rant.
good.
We get some news out there.
Nah, I'm good.
Got some.
Honestly, my audio is so bad that I'm understanding like every other word sometimes here. So maybe next week I'll have a rant.
All right. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Talk to us on those channels. Feel free. Comment on this video for Derek, Tom, and myself. Be nice to each other and have a good rest of the weekend. Stay cool, kids.